Shalom. Call Allah Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Give a double honors to my teachers, beginning with the apostles and others of Great Millstone. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Barakatam to the hopefully elect. Just a short video. Came across this article. It says New Hampshire man forces wife to behead her lover. All right, and the title speaks for itself, but of course I'm gonna get into the article and just a few precepts that come to mind, because this is why men need to be they need to be careful, and the women that they deal with, and just be better to, all in all, stay away from these shameless women, man, because situations like this, give your strength to a woman, you could possibly end up losing your life. All right. But let me get reading this article and get just a few precepts. So it says, after discovering an affair with a co-worker, authorities claim the husband used his wife's phone to lure the man to a park. A New Hampshire man who caught his wife having an affair with a co-worker forced to cut his head off, police have claimed. Armando Barron, 30, is accused of murdering 25-year-old Jonathan Emerald, while Brittany Barron, 31, is charged with falsifying evidence, including mutilating and disposing of her lover's body. However, she told investigators that her husband tried to make her kill Emerald, and when she refused, he did it himself and forced her to decapitate the corpse. According to the police affidavit, Brittany told investigators her husband discovered the affair on Saturday, September 19th. After going through her phone, flying into a rage, he beat and choked her, leaving her with 2 black eyes, and put a gun in her mouth, all of which was witnessed by their 9-year-old daughter. And you could clearly see the mugshot photos. Clearly she got her ass beat. All right. Reading on, it says, police said he then texted Emerald from his wife's phone, luring him to Enid State Park in Ridge, where he ambushed him, viciously beating him. He ordered his wife to kill her lover, but she would not place her finger on the trigger. The affidavit says, per the Centennial source, when she did not shoot him, Armando removed the gun from her hand. He then ordered Emerald into his own car at gunpoint and ordered his wife to slit his wrist, which she did. According to the affidavit, she said her husband then turned around and shot him 3 times, twice in the chest, once in the head. Brittany told investigators Armando then made her drive Emerald's car with the body inside to a campsite where the married couple had frequented many times, while he followed behind in his Jeep. They stopped en route so he could buy tarps, lighter fluid, household cleaner, and a shovel at a general store. Upon reaching the woods, they set up camp. According to Sergeant Stephen Sloper of Enid State Police, Armando then ordered his wife to behead the corpse so it could not be identified by dental records. They buried the head before wrapping the body in a tarp, intending to bury it elsewhere. And the rest just goes into other stuff on how they got caught and whatnot, because they both were eventually arrested, and again you got the mugshot. But nevertheless, so you see, man, because the scriptures talk about the jealousy of a man, which matter of fact, I'll get it right now. Just go ahead and get it. Proverbs 6. And like I said, man, this is it would behoove you men to stay away from these harlots, man, these whores, these shameless women, because well, matter of fact, I'm gonna read it. Proverbs 6, the point is in 34, but I'm gonna start at verse 32. It says, but whoso committeth adultery with a woman lacketh understanding. He that doeth it destroyeth his own soul. So you see, when you commit adultery, all right, with a woman, all right, nothing good is going to come from it. All right, you're just going to put yourself in a position that you don't want to be in, a real bad predicament. right? In which this case, all right, again, because most cases like this, a lot of times, the when a man gives his strength unto a woman, which that's this case. This man, he gave his strength unto a woman, and he ended up losing his life. I just did a response video to the Elder Ainab, dealing with the situation, another case like this, where um, man committing adultery, and the husband found out, and he ended up killing the adulterer, because that's what it states in the law. The adulterer and the adulteress, they're both supposed to be put to death. All right. Um, so um, so yeah, it's like so yeah, this is why um, and you also got this video with the pull it up real quick. I downloaded it. Got this video with this chick. All right. Sure, many of you have seen this already. And play it again. Yeah, you can see the look in her face. You could tell that she knows that she fucked up. You know, play that again. Yeah, she knows she fucked up, and you see his reaction. That's a righteous thing. Because this is the point I was about to bring out in Proverbs 6 and um 34. It says, "For jealousy is the rage of a man, therefore he will not spare in the day of vengeance." So you see, because again, a lot of times, when you hear about these stories, these women, when they're committing adultery on their husbands, right? A lot of times, the adulterer, he might end up losing his life, you know, and that's actually a righteous thing, when a man catches his woman committing adultery, and he goes into a furious rage. That's a and he ends up killing them both. That's actually a righteous thing. You know, because women, they're supposed to be a pillar of rest to their husband. But we living in a society where Esau, he's set it up and created this environment where now women, they have these rights, right, which the scriptures talk about, how women, they're let's see if I can find that real quick. um just bear with me as I look for this. Ecclesiasticus 25, right. Ecclesiasticus 25 and verse 25, it says, "Give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad." All right. So again, but again, Esau, they created this environment to where, they pretty much, these women, they have the freedom to do exactly that, to gad abroad, and pretty much, do what they want. You got something called the um I forgot the term for it, but it's basically, with like married couples, and they want to take some time apart. They want a legal separation. I think that's what they call it, something like that. Legal separation, I think it's called, where if a couple wants to take some time apart, legally they can separate, and they can see other individuals. Well, that's off according to the scriptures, right? Because the scriptures talk about how when a woman, if a man and a woman, if they separate, they're supposed to eventually reconcile. But if they separate and that woman, she ends up sleeping around or whatnot, that man, the husband, he's not supposed to take her back. All right. And she committed adultery, that she committed whoredom, and um she's, because a woman, she's not supposed to be with any other man other than her husband. But again, Esau, they create this environment where women, they can um you know have multiple partners, sleep around with multiple men, and just all type of whoredom, right? And this is why you got diseases, STDs are rampant, all right, and this is a result of it, because a woman, she's not supposed to have the liberty to get abroad and just be out there and just doing whatever the hell that she wants to do, all right, because again, a woman, her job is to um other than you know bringing forth seed and raising up seed, all right, um she's supposed to be a pillar of rest to her husband, all right, and she's supposed to be all about her man, her husband. All right, but again, because Esau, they create this environment to where women, now they're in the workforce, you know, um, and again, it creates this environment to where, adultery can be, it's basically it's accessed easily, you know. Go to this in Ecclesiasticus, the ninth chapter, start at verse 8. It says, "Turn away thine eye from a beautiful woman, and look not upon others' beauty. For many have been deceived by the beauty of a woman. For herewith love is kindled as a fire." So you see, because again, at the end of the day, man, you know, a lot of women, because the scriptures also talk about how, they talk about how, and I'm not quoting it verbatim, but it basically says, all wickedness is little to the wickedness of a woman. All right, these women, man, I mean, they're all over the place, man. They they'll set you up, man. You know, they'll just take it to the extreme and do things that it's just unhumane. Women, they're willing to take it to that limit. All right, and I always bring out how a lot of these men, they're sitting in the prisons. A lot of these men are locked up, and again, eventually a lot of them they end up losing their life because of these women. You know, but again, Esau, they created this environment to where that's possible because again, a woman, she's supposed to be focusing all her attention to her man, but in the society it's real hard to do that because again, now you got women they're able to work in the workforce with men, and again, they in this create this environment to where well, when you read in verse 9, it says, "Sit not at all with another man's wife, nor sit down with her in thine arms, and spend not thy money with her at the wine, lest thine heart incline unto her, and so through thy desire thou fall into destruction." Because you see, again, just an example, women, they're able to be in the workforce, right? And um, a lot of times, you have a lot of men going out with women, going out to drinks, even though that woman she's married to she's married to another man, but you still have this environment to where a man, he'll invite this woman out to drinks and to parties and things like that. And again, this is how these things happen. You know, Going back to this article because I won't be sure because I won't be surprised. This was the case because this guy, this man, he discovered that his wife was having an affair with one of her own, with one of her coworkers. You know, so again, this is why I always stress, the brothers that I talk to, man, young brothers that I talk to, I tell them, to stay away from these women, man, these shameless women. The elder Apostle Gabar, he's always going into basically being by yourself. It's better to, especially the times that we're coming into, it's better to be by yourself. The life of a soldier. The life of a soldier is it's a lonely walk. It's a it's a lonesome walk, you know, because again, these women, they've been raised under this Babylonian, jurisdiction, this Babylonian culture. All right, and a lot of them, for the most part, they're too far gone, man. You know, and this is why there's a lot of heavy judgments set for these women, and I'm talking about Jake women. Because a lot of these women, when you go to Isaiah 3:16, this is the attitude of our woman. All right. It says Isaiah 3:16. It says, "Moreover, Yahweh saith, because the daughters of Zion are haughty, and walk with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes, walking and menacing as they go, and making a twinkling with their feet." Okay, and a lot of these women, you can't tell them shit. A lot of these women, they're too puffed up and too prideful, because again, that's the all the bullshit that Esau has put into the heads of these women. A lot of these women, they think they can compete with men. A lot of them even think that they're better than men. All right, this whole feministic bullshit ass culture. You know, you can't take these women shit. And like I said, a lot of them, they're too far gone. And a lot of these relationships, the women, as they say, the woman, she wears the pants. All right, this is a society that is based off, it is geared towards women. All right, so this is why it's best to stay away from these shameless ass women, man. And these women, when it says and walk with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes, then that word, it goes into undisciplined. All right, a lot of women, they'll be in public with their husband, and they'll be checking out other men while they're with their husband. Right, so a lot of these women, they're very prideful. They're stuck up. They're undisciplined. A lot of these women, they're just straight up sluts and whores. All right, and this is why it's one of the things I always pray for, man, is Yahweh Bashem Rashai, give me the spirit to be spiritually spiritually discernful out here. Because again, these women, man, they'll set you up, man, and they wouldn't give two shits in the world about you. All right, so just a quick video. Just wanted to touch on that. It seems like more and more of these cases are coming about, dealing with these shameless women, man. These undisciplined women, these harlots. So that's all I wanted to touch on. Yahweh, are you edified? Until next time, shalom.